Man Cave Productions. Hey, so the following video is edited for time. Also, some of the rambles that came out of my mouth were just nonsensical, so I cut them out. But if you're easily offended, just skip this video and move on to something funny, or something else of mine. But if you want to hear, some truths, enjoy, and I'll see you soon. Hello, YouTube. Welcome to Man Cave Messages. Today, I think I'm just gonna ramble a little bit, talk about some things that are on my mind. So, start with today's kids and what I see as a problem. Now, when I was a kid, if I got in trouble and I did something wrong, the thing I was scared of most was my mom whooping my ass. I'm not talking about like abuse or beating me, but she would take a paddle to my ass. And I grew up respecting people and having manners and being polite to people. A lot of times now I see kids just freaking out in stores, throwing fits, and what you hear is, now what you're doing is wrong, and let's talk about that. You need a time out to think about this. Now, I want you to think about that for a minute. That's the same kind of thinking that crowds our prison systems right now. Oh, you robbed a bank. Let's put you in a place where mostly is really boring. And that's it. Give you time to think about how to do what you did smarter. I mean, really, if you caught an 18, 19-year-old selling drugs, robbing cars, whatever like that, instead of sending them to prison, where they just learn to be an angrier, better criminal, kick their ass. Just like overseas where you get caned. Trust me, if you knew that if you got caught and were caned for selling some drugs, you'd think twice about it. I don't care how bad you think you are, how tough you think you are. If every time you got caught, instead of going and sitting in jail or prison, you got caned publicly, you'd quit doing it. I mean, plain and simple, you would quit doing it. And I'm not saying that eliminate, crime altogether, but it would certainly lower our crime rate and reduce our prison population. Same thing with kids. If, they lie to you or they ignore, when you tell them to do something, hey, mow the lawn. Hey, why wasn't the lawn mowed? Mow the lawn. Why wasn't the lawn mowed? Whoop your ass. Oh, look, my lawn is mowed, and they are learning to carry out their responsibilities. They are learning to not ignore authority. They are learning to respect people. It's simple as that. And I know a lot of people out there might disagree with me, and that's fine. Everyone has their own style of parenting. But I guarantee you, when I take my kids out in public, they're the most well-behaved kids. They're the sweetest kids. They're the most respectful kids. Because they don't throw fits. They don't, At the same time, they're not afraid of me. They're not afraid of their mother. We're not. We're very loving to them. We don't abuse or beat our children, but they get spanked. You bet, I believe they get spanked. You do something wrong, you get spanked. It's simple as that. And as a result of that, we have great kids. So, and I get why. I get this whole new age way of thinking. And, you can talk to a child and they'll understand what you're saying. No, they don't. They don't. I'm sorry. A 5-year-old child is not going to understand you when you tell them, hey, this is what you're doing wrong. And think about inside how you're hurting other people. No, I'm sorry. Mankind was not born with an innate sense of right or wrong. It's just not the way it is. Like, you can take any town in the world, isolated from the world, and raise them that they need to, just do what you think is right or wrong from birth. Like, no moral compass from their parents, no moral compass from society, and that will be a very lawless and violent place. It's just the way it is. I'm not one of those people that say, oh, mankind is nothing but animals. No, we have a spark inside us. We have a soul. But we weren't born knowing what is right or wrong. You're just not. You get that from your family, from your parents, your friends, society as a whole. Now, if you're expecting a child to understand what they are doing wrong, automatically, then you're in the wrong. It's simple. Also, that whole style of parenting that is being pushed on society nowadays, it just goes along with the whole PC culture of the last 20 years. People are more willing to, you can't say certain things, you can't do certain things because someone will be offended. Maybe people should be offended. Maybe people should be outraged sometimes. I'm just thinking about the last 20 years. I want you to think about just art and music and things like that. The music that impacts people is not culturally popular. It's not. The music that impacts people is found on the underground. You got to search YouTube for things you never heard of, to find things that actually have an impact, that actually have meaning. The stuff that's culturally popular is crap. It is, I'm sorry, but it's crap. Because everyone's so afraid to say things. You weren't born better than anyone. I don't care your how much money your family has. I don't care what race you are. I don't care who you're related to. You weren't born better than anyone. You make yourself better. And that's, the fact of the matter. No one was born able to, write amazing music. No one was born able to play football better than other people. You made yourself that. So that was my ramble for the day. Sorry if I offended anyone. I'll probably be recording more rambles, and they'll probably be just like this, and they'll probably offend some people, but it's the way I think. People should, take a stand. People should say what they think. If you don't like something, say it. Because the only way that thing can be changed, or that you can change the way you think, is being honest about who you are, what you like, what you don't like, and what you think. If you're not honest about that stuff, then you're just a tool. You're just a sheep. And if that's what you want to be, then get used to going, bah, because you'll just follow everyone else, and you won't change anything in this world. The only way you can change anything in your world, your environment, your society, is by speaking out and saying the things that are on your mind, right or wrong. It doesn't matter. You could say the most offensive thing possible, but it's out there now. It's out there now. You could talk about it. People could talk about it with you. You can exchange ideas. But if you lie about what you think, if you lie about how you view things, there's nothing that can be done to change anything. If you just go along with what your neighbors say, what your friends say, what your family says, then you're not an individual. You're not. You're wasting space. You're wasting your own time. You're wasting your own potential as a person. Speak out. Be you. Right or wrong, be you. Change the world.